You know, when you find that special interest in life, for me, it's wrestling. I am Eric Emanuel. If you've never seen me before, hopefully you love wrestling, and if you do, hit the subscribe button. For those that don't know, I've been covering professional wrestling online for 10 or 15 years, man. We used to rile people up, you know, when big events would happen. We'd come online and talk about it and give you the news and results, and then we'd get upset and bummed. And what I truly found after 10 years is that ruined my enjoyment for my special interest and made me hate it, made me become very tribal and argue with a bunch of fans online when my, in fact, sole mission when I first started was to connect with wrestling fans and just fall in love with the thing my dad made me fall in love with. So it led to years of me thinking I knew what I was talking about because I was just a fan and I was now making money. So like any other wrestling content creator, we went and said stuff we thought we knew about, and rumors and spoilers, and this is why it's gotta happen, and you better cancel this superstar, and you better sign this superstar. Meanwhile, I had a hair that looked like crazy. I got up to 500 pounds. I had a best friend who took me in. I basically came in during COVID, moved in with them, helped him lose over 100 pounds. Myself losing over 300 pounds, just realizing food and nutrition was always my problem, along with bad posture. It's got to be like a WWE superstar in catering. You know you have the potential. You know you have what it takes because, in fact, you've been there before. My YouTube career is kind of like Dolph Ziggler's first WWE run, man. I got up there. I had the briefcase. I had the World Heavyweight Championship. The crowd loved it. But the reason the crowds loved us, and I'm going to be the first one to say it, is because we put out content first. We knew how a search engine works. We knew how to make people see that video, and whether or not they stayed around was the defining factor. And for me, money is not it. I got called a money whore on my YouTube career and eventually left because I knew the work that we were putting in wasn't worth it, that we were basically being used to promote narratives and everything else. And unfortunately, money does ruin people. But what I've found through heartbreak, trial, and tribulation. In fact, just like a wrestling character, imagine, just like me, a naive person who his entire life was told, man, you could really be something, you know, like, you're so kind and you're sweet. Hell, I didn't know this, and if you guys didn't know about this, in college, I actually tried to film a series where I interviewed a bipolar person, OCD, ADHD, Asperger's. I basically filmed the gamut, and the reason why is it turns out, as I take online tests and went back to therapy, is I'm neurodivergent, man. And most likely have Asperger's or autism because you're smart as hell, but when you miss those social cues, when you have girls your entire life going, hey Eric, I liked you, why didn't you never ask me out? You were so kind and sweet and you were there for me. Because my brain doesn't look at the females as like trying to make a move. So when one female just shows up and brings you out of your bubble, and you spend the last year and a half of your life thinking you can win her back, you just have to realize people are who they are. And in the course of the last year and a half, I got to go back to my roots, truly realize who I was. Never lied about it once. And that brings me back full circle to YouTube. And DPW and my goals for this year. Look at me now. There's nothing. These are videos from the kitchen. Soon you're going to be seeing edited content, videos. But it's going to be centered around me. Just like a wrestling character would. Who is Eric Emanuel? Why is he the top driver at Amazon? Why is he a guy that for 4 years could not quit DoorDash? But was also the same kid that was told he couldn't hold down a job, but then he did DoorDash 7 days a week, 40 to 50 hours a week. Why did he put himself through that struggle and not knowing how to do taxes, but still come out on top? Just like he did on YouTube, because everything I put my mind to, I follow through with. Unfortunately, it just takes a long time to do a lot of different things. Because when you don't focus on what you're just really damn good at, you spread yourself too thin. And I've spread myself way too thin trying to help every single other person. When in reality, I am the main character of my story. I am the one who lost 300 pounds. I am the one who continues day in and day out to do the steps that's best for him. Not preach what others have to do, but what's best for him. And hopefully he can inspire people to do what's best for them. And that's the moral of the story. Eric Emanuel is coming full force to the wrestling world in 2025. Not the fat kid that sat in a room and riled up fans and got mad because every little storyline didn't go his way. No. Eric Emanuel, the charismatic, eccentric, and frankly, the guy that's just willing to put in more work than you. son of a gun. And you will enunciate that E in that wrestling ring. Eric E. Manuel. We'll talk soon.